Alright, alright, Title 46, Public Utilities, Public Transportation, Chapter 8, Railroad Companies, Article 2, Power and Duties Commissions as to Railroad Companies General. Alright, Article, 2, Power Duties, the Duties Commission, Railroad Companies General. Statute 46820, exclusive power generals determine just and reasonable rates and charges, establishing rates, tariff generally locating depots, constructions of freight passenger buildings. The power to determine whether the just or reasonable rate charged with the vests exclusively with the Commission. The Commission shall make a responsible just rate with the freight and passenger tariffs. Such rates to be observed by the railroad companies doing with the business in the state. With two, the shall make reasonable the rules, regulations, and charges with all point necessary handling, delivering freight. Such rules, regulations to be observed by the railroad company doing business in the state shall make the just reasonable few rules, regulations as may be necessary to preventing unjust discrimination with the transportation freight passenger on the railroads in the state. 4. Shall have the power to make all the connecting railroads doing business in the state reasonable joint rates as to the traffic or the business passing from one of these railroads to another, provided that before joining the rates of the railroad that are not under the management and control of a single company, the commission shall give 30 days notice for the railroad, joint railroad contemplated and over the manner proposed of the divided rate between railroad and shall accord the hearing over the company's desire to object to the rules of the rates of the manner of the division. 5. Shall make reasonable and just rates for the railroad cars, no matter whom owned or carrying any kind of freight and passengers shall the passengers on the railroad. And 6. Shall make just reasonable rule regulation preventing giving and paying of any of the rebate or bonus directly or indirectly, and to prevent misleading, deceiving of the public in any manner that as to real rates charged for freight and for passenger. See, the Commissioner shall have the full power rule of regulation to designate risks, differences in rates of passenger and passenger transportation allowed with a long, short distance on the same or different railroads, certain to which shall limit the long and short distances. D. The Commission shall have the power to require the location of such depots and construction such freight and passenger buildings as condition of railroad safety of the freight. Public conform conveniencies may require upon the giving of such railroad company to effectively thereby the same notice as provided in paragraph 4 of subsection B of this code section. Alright, 46.821, Power Commissions regarding railroads generally. The Commission shall have the power and authority to determine the cost of the construction, present value of the property owned by the railroad companies until the end of the Commission may employ the necessary experts to prescribe the rules for reference for the use of the construction, removal of the change of the spur track, the tie tracks, for the full power to compel the trim of the furnish to the manufacturing plants, warehouses, similar places of business along the line, the railroads, where practical, the way of the judgment of the Commission of the business and sufficient justify same in such terms conditions as the Commission may prescribe. 3. The due order compel the operation sufficient proper passenger service within its judgment inefficient services being rendered to the public or any community. 4. To order compel the making of the operating physical connections between the lines of the railroad crossing and intersecting each other within the entirety of the same incorporated capacity when the judgments of such connections are practical to the public interest. 5. In the fixed penalties negligent of the railroad, negligent party of the railroad company to just overcharge the losses and failure to decline to do so if deemed unjust in a reasonable time. 6. Prescribe rules, regulation, prompt receipt, carriage, and delivery of freight in the prompt and furnish over the cars, shippers desiring to ship freight. Prescribe penalties for failure to observe such rules, and prescribe rules for penalties regarding the transfer of the cars through yards and connection roads. 7. To order and erection depots, stations where deemed same necessary to order the appointment and service of the depot with a station agent. 8. To regulate schedules, compel connection junction points of the competing lines. Alright, 46.822, Investigation Commission books and papers of railroad companies, inspection of the railroad office, station examination, railroad agents and employees, rules, regulations concerning investigation and inspection. It shall be the duty of the Commission to investigate the books and papers of the railroad company to be doing business in state in order with the assertion of the rules, regulations of the Commission comply with the part. Make personal visitation of the railroad office, station, of the other places of business for the purpose of examination, make of the rules, regulations concerning such examination with rules, regulations shall be observed the betas of the regulations, rules and regulations of the Commission. B. The Commission shall have the power to have the authority to examine the person, include agents, and employees of the railroad company to over the oath otherwise in order to procure the information necessary to make the just of the reasonable freight and passenger rates to ascertain where the rules and regulations of the Commission are observed and violated. The Commission shall have the power to make necessary proper rules and regulations concerning such examination, which rules and regulations should be debated and enforced at all other rules and regulations of the Commission. 46823 Prescription Enforcement Commission Rules Regulations as order of receipt, transportation, delivery of freight railroads. The Commission is vested with the full power and authority to make, prescribe, and enforce all such reasonable rules, regulations, and orders as may be necessary to compel, require several railroad companies to state receipt with a receipt for and forward and delivery prompt to the destination all freight with every character which may be intended or received by the transport. In addition, the Commission shall have the full power and authority to make and prescribe and enforce any reasonable rule regulation as ordered to be necessary to compel, require prompt delivery to the consigner of all freights on arrival destination. Alright, 46824 Inspection. Inspection by Commission of contract agreements between railroad companies. Disapproval of the agreement of agreements inclusion agreements for the rates exceeding rates fixed by the Commission. All contracts, agreements of the freight and passenger rates between railroad companies doing business in the state shall be submitted to the Commission inspection correction as to the certain with not such contracts, agreements if they're in violation of the law of the state and of the state and the Constitution of Georgia rules regulation of the Commission. All arrangements and agreements whatever the division earning of the kind of the competing railroads doing the business of the state shall be submitted to the Commission for inspection approval insofar as such the agreements of the after effect of the rules regulations made by the Commission to secure all person doing business in such companies and just reasonable freight and passenger rates. The Commission makes such rules, regulations, such contracts, agreements that may be deemed necessary, proper, if any such agreements not approved by the Commission, by virtue of which rates are charged exceedingly rates fixed by the Commission, freight and passenger shall be deemed to be violations of Article 3, Section 6, Paragraph 5C of the Constitution of Georgia and shall be illegal and void. Alright, 46825 Inspection Railroads by Commission requiring repair of the railroads, allotment of the reasonable time for repairs effective with the code section liability of the railroads. Commission upon complaint shall inspect any of the railroad, any part of the railroad in the state of the railroad is found to be unsafe with a dangerous condition. The Commission shall require the same to be put and kept in such condition as will render the travel over the same safe and expeditious. Reasonable rate shall be given the railroad authorities to which the accomplish of the work and repairs required for the code section. This code shall not limit or affect the liability of the railroads in case of injury, damage to person or property. Alright, and that was Article 2, Powers and Duties of the Commission as to Railroad Companies General.